You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in. All right, man. Salute everybody that's going to tap into this channel, man. Like, share, and subscribe as y'all come on in the building. Appreciate everybody that's going to be in here, man. Love, honor, and respect, man. And again, man, I salute everybody who has been and continues to support my channel and all the content that, I'm saying, we constantly bring for you guys, updates. We constantly giving you guys. I really appreciate all of that. And, I thank y'all for all that. And we're definitely going to get into this right now. Hold on, just give me 1 second, you guys. Hey, y'all, let me know if y'all can hear me in the comments, man. Let me get a mic check real quick. Matter of fact, let me check it. I'm going to start checking it myself to make sure we good. Let me check this. Hold on. Make sure we good. And make sure we good right here. We good? We good? Scan QR code now. We good? Hold on. Oh, yeah, we good? All right, bet that. Bet that. Yeah, man, salute everybody that's in the building, man. Y'all already know what's up, man. Let me let y'all know what's going on, man. So, the President of the United States of America has gotten the United States into a war with Iran. And now this thing has spilled over and got big time, serious levels of situation now. Basically, first thing that's going on is, you guys, is this man, young man that you see on the right hand side of your screen. He decided that he was going to crash out. Now, his name is Philip Wharton, right? And basically, what is going on with this young man? He is from Washington State. Now, he basically, according to the reports, he repeatedly has promised that he is going to eliminate the President of the United States, Donald Trump. And he says that he's going to, quote unquote, wear his face as a mask, even after federal agents asked him to stop. Let me repeat this again. So this young man that you see on your screen, he basically, he's out of Washington State. His name is Philip Wharton. And he basically repeatedly promised that he was going to eliminate, for lack of other word, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and that he was going to wear his face as a mask, even after the feds contacted him and told him to stop these threats. The Department of Justice said, and I quote, he said, "I am going to KILL the president tomorrow," end quote. He wrote on Instagram, on an Instagram post back in September of 2025 is when this started. Now, after being warned by agents that threats that he previously made could land him behind bars, according to a federal complaint, quote unquote, he wrote, "This is not a joke, but a confession is admissible in a court of law," he said. This is what this guy's saying. Let me repeat this again. This guy, after he was warned by the FBI, he came out and said that this is not a joke, but a confession admissible in a court of law. Now, this man, who was from Everett, was indicted last week in the Western District of Washington on 2 counts of threatening a federal official. He was arrested in November and is currently out on bond right now. Now, according to the complaint, Mr. Wharton began posting threats against President Donald Trump back in August of 2025 on social media apps, including X and Instagram. Now, prosecutors say he also posted photographs showing him holding weapons and drawings of individuals holding weapons. Now, and I quote, he wrote, what the guy in the White House sees after I KILL the United States President, the U.S. President of the United States of America, and wear his face as a mask, he allegedly wrote in the X post, which featured a photo of himself. And I quote, he wrote, "Real punks can agree with me on this one. Elon Musk and Trump are easy targets," end quote. He allegedly said in another post. And then he said, when I tweet that I'll murk, for lack of better words, the president, they delete it, end quote. Now, Secret Service agents were alerted to the threats and tracked this man down through his social media accounts by utilizing open source techniques, according to the complaint. At least one of Mr. Wharton's alleged posts featured a self-reported location of Washington State and linked to a website featuring art that he released online. Now, on that website, the user had a listed name of Philip Wharton on the account. The complaint explains, noting how Mr. Wharton's website had drawings of individuals with weapons. Smash the like button as y'all come on in here. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Instigators, it says, identified an Instagram account, or investigators, I should say, identified an Instagram account with the same username that Philip Wharton was allegedly using, at Say-Die Online, and identifying information that included his birthday as well. Now, the Department of Justice says that the photos of Wharton were posted across his various social media applications, which appeared to be the same person. Now, in September of 2025, federal agents arranged a meeting with this man, Mr. Wharton, at a local bar after contacting his father and telling him what was allegedly going on. The agents confronted him about the alleged threats, and Wharton confirmed that he was behind those comments. He claimed that he made the post because he felt angry about his belief that President Donald Trump had been involved with sex trafficking 2 14-year-old girls, who made reference to Donald Trump's involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. Agents explained the seriousness of making such threats towards the president and the potential consequences of making such threats per the complaint, and warned that if he continued to post threats against the president, that he may be prosecuted. Philip Wharton seemed compliant and understanding at the time, according to the complaint. Philip Wharton agreed to stop making threats against the president. 2 weeks later, the FBI reported that Philip Wharton was allegedly back online and posted again. And I quote, he wrote, "I am going to KILL the president tomorrow," he said, according to the complaint. "This is not a joke, but a confession admissible in a court of law," end quote. An October 2025 review of Wharton's social media accounts revealed additional posts of concern, including images of Philip Wharton holding an object resembling a firearm and a knife. Another post back from September the 3rd, 2025, contained an image of Lady Justice chopping off a PIG with the word ICE written on the PIG's head, the complaint said. A post from Philip Wharton's Instagram account appeared to depict a person posing as Luigi Mangione, pointing a banana as if it were a pistol to the back of a man holding a vacuum labeled health insurance. Philip Wharton is scheduled to be arraigned in 2 days in court. I want to say this before I tell y'all the rest of this shocking news that has come out today. First, I want to say that the United States Justice Department, if this was a black man, they would not have given him any warnings. He would have already been arrested, or maybe even worse, they probably would have ran down in there and taken him out. Let's just be honest about that. You think they're sitting a black man down and saying, hey man, look, you can't say this about the president. Not going to happen. If a black man did that, he's out of here. He's going to prison immediately, or else they're going to kick in the door and take him down and out. They gave this kid numerous warnings. They gave this young man numerous warnings. How do you get warnings for threats against the president of the United States of America? Make it make sense. That is absolutely disgusting and disgraceful that he was given multiple warnings. They even met with him and sat down and had a good conversation with him after calling his father. Guy's 20 years old. They called his daddy to say, hey, man, this is what your son is doing. We want to give him an opportunity, man. Stop doing it. And he kept doing it. All because he believed that Donald Trump had sex trafficked MINORSs. And so now he will face years in prison, and he will be arraigned on Wednesday he'll be arraigned in court and read his charges. Now, also, ladies and gentlemen, on an even deeper, sadder note, right? Even deeper, sadder note. Ladies and gentlemen, as of today, right now, because of this war that Donald Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu have waged, the United States banks, for everybody who's from the United States and owns a bank, the United States banks and the broader financial services industry have now put the country on high alert for potential cyber attacks linked to Iran amid the escalating United States-Iran war. This alert has now followed the United States and Israeli airstrikes that unalived Iranian Supreme Leader, the Ayatollah, last weekend, sparking widespread conflict in the Middle East and rolling global markets. The financial sector, which managed critical infrastructure like payments, clearing systems, trading platforms, and treasury markets, is seen as a primary target during geopolitical tensions. While no major disruptions have yet been reported, intelligent assessments and industry warnings highlight an increased risk of retaliation in this form. The alert stems from the rapid escalation of the conflict, including the United States and Israeli military actions that have drawn in allies and proxies, heightening the potential for asymmetric responses like cyber attacks. Geopolitical conflicts historically correlate with surges in cyber threats, as seen in previous wars like Russia and Ukraine and Hamas and Israel. The United States intelligence has assessed that Iran-aligned hacktivists could launch attacks on American network as retaliation. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, has issued warnings now about possible lone wolf attacks and cyber attacks, including short-term disruptions like website hacks or defacements. Now, broader concerns include Iran's history of using cyber operations to target Western entities or economic disruption. On X, discussions echoes these alerts, with users noting DHS preparations for Iran cyber retaliation, including ransomware and hack and leak operations. Potential threats include low-level distributed denial of service, DDoS attacks, where servers are overwhelmed with traffic to disrupt operations. Other risks encompass ransomware, data breaches, wiper malware, and disinformation campaigns. Experts anticipate Iran targeting the banking system specifically alongside oil supply chains, critical infrastructure like water systems, and election-related disinformation. Iran-affiliated groups, including at least 53 pro-Iran hacking collectives, some allied with pro-Russian factions, have been active in DDoS assaults and ransomware, though recent activities have focused more on Middle Eastern banks like those in Kuwait and Jordan. U.S. intelligence warns of proxy attacks from hacktivist groups exploiting vulnerabilities in outdated and unpatched systems. An unverified YouTube claim from yesterday alleged a full freeze of major U.S. banks by Iranian hackers, but this may be exaggerated, as that one instance had no corroboration from a credible source to this time. The United States government, via the Department of Homeland Security and intelligence agencies, y'all smash the like button as y'all come on in and subscribe to the channel, is monitoring for threats and has shared assessments predicting low-level attacks. Federal and local law enforcement are on high alert for both physical and cyber retaliation, focusing on civil targets and critical infrastructure. In the financial sector, operational resilience measures, the Securities Industry and Financial Markets Association emphasizes vigilance and runs annual exercises to simulate cyber emergencies. Major banks like JP Morgan, Chase are investing heavily in defenses, viewing cyber protection as a core responsibility. Critical infrastructure operators, including banks, are stepping up security protocols in anticipation of an onslaught of threats. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dixon has highlighted cyber attacks as one of the highest risk banks bear, warning that the odds of such incidents and terrorist attacks have meaningfully increased due to this very war. He expects blowback, including on financial firms. He noted his bank's extensive preparations. Jake Braun, former Department of Homeland Security senior counsel and head of the Cyber Policy Initiative at the University of Chicago, predicts that Iran will reuse proven tactics with the banking system as the top target, citing vulnerabilities in legacy systems. Credit rating agency Morningstar, DBRS, notes that while indirect economic risk, oil price spikes are primary, cyber threats could rise, with Iran potentially escalating attacks on banks. Lazard's geopolitical team flags Iran's demonstrated use of cyber tools against commercial and financial targets. Cybersecurity experts warn of broader disruptions, including to healthcare, but emphasize the financial sector's appeal for psychological and operational impact. Iran has a track record of cyber attacks on U.S. banks dating back to 2011, causing millions in losses through DDoS campaigns. In 2023, a ransomware attack on the United States unit of Industrial and Commercial Bank of China disrupted treasury trades. Following 2025 Operation Midnight Hammer, aimed at Iranian nuclear sites, Tehran-backed hackers targeted U.S. banks, defense contractors, and oil firms. A 2025 Financial Services Information Sharing and Analysis Center report identified the sector as the top DDoS target in 2024, with spikes occurring during global conflicts. Department of Homeland Security issued similar warnings in June of 2019 about rising Iran cyber activity. Recent posts online reference such past incidents, such as a 2024 cyber attack on Iran's central bank and U.S. intel warnings from 2025 about Iran operatives targeting networks. So, moving forward, Iran's cyber attack tactics have evolved significantly over the years, driven by state-sponsored actors affiliated with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and the Ministry of Intelligence, alongside a network of aligned hacktivist groups. These operations serve objectives like espionage, disruption, destructive actions, economic pressure, and information operations, propaganda or narrative shaping. Iran employs a layered ecosystem, sophisticated APT groups for targeted intrusions, opportunistic hacktivists for visible low to medium sophistication attacks, often coordinated, and proxies for plausible deniability. Tactics blend traditional intrusion methods with hybrid approaches, such as pairing technical attacks with disinformation amplification. Iranian actors frequently start with reconnaissance to gather victim identity information. Key entry methods include spear phishing and social engineering, highly targeted emails with malicious attachments, i.e., zip files that are disguised as documents, links or impersonations of trusted services, custom malware like WesRat, which is a modular info stealer, is delivered via phishing, masquerading, I should say, as urgent software updates. Exploitation of vulnerabilities, the rapid use of known and public exploits on internet-facing systems, e.g. Microsoft Exchange proxy shell vulnerabilities, Log4j, Fortinet devices. This provides initial footholds in critical infrastructure, government or commercial networks. Brute force and credential attacks, password spraying, credential stuffing, and MFA fatigue push bombarding users with push notifications until one is accidentally approved. Supply chain or proxy compromises, attempts to leverage third-party access or sell stolen credentials. Post-access tactics, persistent lateral movement and execution, you guys. Once inside, actors focus on persistence and expansion using living off the land techniques to evade detection. Credential harvesting, privilege escalation, and reconnaissance of network systems. Lateral movement via tools like RDP, scheduled tasks, or web shells. Deployment of commodity malware, custom, backdoors, Danbot, Shark, Milan, Marlin, or open source tools. Data exfiltration, often compressed with WinRAR for espionage or hack and leak operations. Disruptive and destructive tactics that they'll use. Iran has a history of wiper malware. Shamoon various, more or less, is what they call it. And a pseudo ransomware for economic destruction or disruption. Distributed denial of service, DDoS attacks. Overwhelmed targets, which are banks and websites with traffic common in hacktivist campaigns. Website defacement and doxing, which is low sophistication but high visibility propaganda. Wiper destructive malware, erase data on crypt disk, BitLocker misuse for extortion-like effects. Ransomware or pseudo ransomware, which is deployed against specific targets like Whitelock against Israeli entities, potentially expandable. These are often timed with geopolitical events for maximum effect and impact, including against critical infrastructure, energy, water, and transportation, or financial sectors. Many attacks combine technical disruption with narrative warfare, hack and leak, steal and publicly release data via fake personas or telegram channels, disinformation, amplified leaks with coordinated social media campaigns, fake alerts, or impersonation to sow panic and confusion. Recent escalations in 2025 and in 2026 show increased coordination between states' APTs and hacktivists, groups like Handala Hack, Cyber Islamic Resistance, APT Iran, with TTPs overlapping, suggesting capability sharing or orchestration. Iran's tactics stem from responses to events like Stuxnet's 2010, lending to asymmetric retaliation. Early campaigns, 2011 through 2013, targeted U.S. banks with massive DDoSs. Recent focus includes identity-based attacks, cloud targeting, Microsoft 365, Azure, for example, and OT/ICS intrusions. And the ongoing United States versus Iran conflict, post the 2026 and the strikes, expect low to medium sophistication disruptions, DDoS defacement and leaks from proxies, hacktivists, with state actors potentially restrained by connectivity issues, but ready for espionage or targeted hits. Defenses emphasize patching vulnerabilities, strong identity multi-factor protections, monitoring for phishing password spraying, and resilience against DDoS wipers. Iran's approach remains opportunistic, yet increasingly coordinated, blending low-cost asymmetric tools with strategic patience. And to the brother who asked me about this man right here, no, he is not. He is 20 years old, and he came out and he threatened not only to take the life of the President of the United States of America, but he also threatened that when he did it, he would wear his face as a mask. He will be arraigned on Wednesday, March the 5th, 2026. the Department of Justice, the FBI, they got on his helmet and tracked him down through his social media accounts. They had a meeting with this young man. They told the man to don't do it, stop making these type of threats, which I don't understand how in the blue hell you would afford that an opportunity, but that's racism at its finest. Because like I said, if that was a brother, they'd have went in there. You think he would have had a chance to say anything? He'd have been up out of here right now. We wouldn't even be talking about no court date or nothing. They'd have kicked in the door. They'd been over with. But this guy, after he said all those things, and he said it wasn't a joke, he was standing on what he said. They still called his father, even though he's a grown man. They called his father. They tried to get his father to talk him down. And they met with this man. And when they met with him, they thought that they had an agreement that he would stop threatening the life of the president of the United States, Donald Trump. But he said he would, and a couple of weeks later, he went back to doing it again. And when he went back to doing it again, he told them, and he said that what he said was not a joke. It was serious. And that when he eliminated the president of the United States, that he was going to wear his face as a mask. And he said the reason that he was going to do this to Donald Trump is because of the allegations against Donald Trump in his thought that Donald Trump was sex trafficking people that was not of age as according or an alliance with the Epstein files. The entire story, you can find it online right now. His name is Philip Wharton. And he'll be arraigned on this Wednesday in a court of law. He will be arraigned. He had also been flashing weapons online, as well as continuing to make these threats online. And so now he is facing a long time in prison. And I'm going to say something to y'all. You guys notice that all of these guys that we've seen so far that have either threatened Donald Trump or we felt like were in looks to attempt to try to do something to Donald Trump, they look like Donald Trump. All of them. All of them. But here and so, Donald Trump, along with Bibi Netanyahu, are bombing Iran when you have people in the United States of America that are trying to get at the president of the United States and you can't even get that straight. Think about it. And this is how, in my opinion, dirty law enforcement can be. You've already had an attempt on Donald Trump with the one kid, the one man, young man, on the roof of that place at that rally Donald Trump had. And he was an inch away from that. So why would the Secret Service or the FBI or the DOJ play any games with anybody else that came along that's threatening to take out the president? I can only think of two things. It can only be two things. Privilege or those people that don't really like Trump. They don't care. Because why would you go meet with this dude and say, hey, man, look, bro, you got to stop doing this, okay, buddy? We don't want you to do it. And then he keeps doing it. Make you think. Make you think. Y'all smash the like button. I will be looking at his case on Wednesday. He gets arraigned on Wednesday. You better believe his name is Philip Wharton. Wharton. I will be looking at his case because I want to see what he says at his arraignment. And I want to see what years they are throwing at this dude for this situation. You know, Donald Trump, I want to put something out here for y'all. He stated that Iran allegedly tried to take him out twice already. And for that, they went over there and took the lives of Iran's leaders. But this guy right here on your screen, he came out and he threatened to take your life, and they just went and had a nice meeting with him and asked him to please stop. And he got bail. How does a person get you threatened? The President of the United States of America, I'm going to take your life, is what he said. And then he said he's going to wear his face on a mask when he do it. And then he gets bail. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. And to the person who says they don't believe it at all, you better believe it. It's 1,000% true. I have no reason to come in here and lie. And I've already told you that his arraignment, and I will put this right here on the screen for you because you said that you don't believe it. Well, let me show you. Your name is Dante. You said you don't believe that, Dante? Well, there it goes on your screen right there. In fact, you can look at the date of the article. It's right there on the screen, sir. It was dated yesterday, March the 2nd, 2026. And look how this flew under the radar. And if I wasn't telling y'all this, you wouldn't have heard about this. That's how they buried this in the media. If I wouldn't have came in here and told y'all this, y'all wouldn't have known about this. But I guarantee you, if that was a brother, they'd have walked in his crib and laid his ass down. I'm telling y'all this. You think they would have went in there and said, hey, come on, man. Let's have a conversation, man. You can't be doing this. Are you crazy? You think they would have been calling a brother's pops like, hey, we need to talk to your son, man. We need him to relax, man. You giving people an opportunity for threatening the president of the United States of America's life? Are y'all, man, this can't be correct. This is insane. But again, this is why we point this stuff out. This is why we point this stuff out. Right? To the person who says, I'm not lying, but the information you're reading is a lie. How is it a lie? All the information I've read to you today is 100% true. You can go look this up. It's all over the news right now. The United States banks have been placed on heightened alert for cyber attacks as the war with Iran has escalated. It's 1,000% true. In fact, I'll tell you and show you where you can go see the article at right now. But you said I'm lying. You said I'm lying. But I have the actual articles. I have the article from Reuters. I have the art. See, when these dudes come in here and talk about somebody lying, bro, all I'm doing is bringing the news, bro. And you said it's lies. How is it lies? See, this is everything I talk about on this channel. It don't matter what you talk about, somebody gonna be mad. That's the point. Somebody gonna be in their feelings, somebody gonna be mad, somebody gonna be here acting like a damn fool. It's crazy work, man. And everybody on this channel know I don't come in here with no cap, brother. If I come in here, you better believe it. Just because I didn't put it on the screen, the actual article, doesn't mean I don't have it right here. All I did is I put the little update just to show you, to make it, hold on. I just did it to make it easier for you to read and understand. Because some of y'all don't understand in some of the language and how they talk in some of these sophisticated articles. But, I mean, since you question my credentials, I mean, for shits and giggles, I'll put it on the screen for you. You can go look it up yourself. I mean, since you think I'm capping. See, I don't have no reason to come in here and tell no lies, sir. And that's just a fact. Right? As you guys can see. And smash the like button. We should have well over thousands of likes. Y'all think it's a game? Y'all think See, these people came on YouTube. Y'all think because Donald Trump said, hey, we're going to drop some things on them and it's going to be over in a couple of weeks. That's not how it go. That's not the rules of engagement. I told you guys, these people are not going to play like y'all want them to play. They have a lot of different tactics. Period. I'm telling y'all this. This brother says, show the article so I can see if I need to put. There's an article right there. I got more articles too if you want. Who you think I got a lie? It's right there in Reuters. U.S. banks on high alert for cyber attacks as Iran war escalates. Look at the date, March the 3rd, 2026, 3:55 p.m. AST. Now, do y'all have any reason to lie, sir? Come on, man. Y'all thought this shit was a game? Donald Trump done drove y'all down a path that you can't get out of. Listening to him. And I told y'all this. If y'all was on my channel, I told people this the first time when he first dropped them dubs on them on a nuclear site. I told y'all this was going to happen. I said, bro, we going to war. Oh, no, we ain't taking. Look at it. It's over with in 2 days, you dummy. You don't know what you're talking about. I said, bro, this is a long war. This ain't no short thing right here, bro. This thing going a long way. I told y'all this the whole way along. Exactly what was going to happen. Messing with Donald Trump. Now look. Now look. So, get ready. I already told y'all. Them pockets gonna be looking. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Watch all these people get so upset when they hit their pocketbooks. They ain't gonna say nothing now. I told you, once we get in a month and it start taking a toll on them pockets, gas start going through the roof, $8, $9 a gallon. These people gonna lose their damn minds. I promise y'all this. Watch what I tell y'all. Watch what I tell y'all. See, they cool right now. You know, gas $3, $2.98, $2.97. They cool now. No, yeah, we cool. Wait till that shit start going up $5, $6. They gonna say what? I'm trying to tell y'all this. Then they all gonna be mad because they ran down the wrong road. I don't tell these people, man. That people don't listen, bro. And I be telling these clowns, I've been knee deep in the game with politics for years. You got to understand how this thing goes. It ain't gonna just be over. Donald Trump thinks I can just go over here, drop some dubs, get the leader out of there, and it's over with. You're not changing the ideology. You're just not doing it. It's that is the ideology and a lifestyle. You're not gonna come in there and say, "Hey, man, we're gonna, do this, do that." Brother, right here says gas in my town was $2.47 3 days ago, and today it's $3.09. Come back at me in 1 month when it's like $5, $6. And y'all gonna know exactly why. That shit was getting relaxed, and y'all know exactly why. Telling y'all this. Y'all finna see. Y'all finna learn. All y'all that wanted to listen to this and listen to these politicians. And I keep telling y'all this. Y'all don't even want to listen. They don't fight like this, bro. It's a different type of battle, bro. You guys don't understand that. They know they can't hit us with them dubs. You know what they're going to do? From within. Now, you know what it's going to be? From within, fear tactics. Right? Let me give y'all an example. Shout out to my boy Two Raw here. You know what I'm talking about. You guys remember, this is a whole different situation. You guys remember the DC sniper? Bro, the DC sniper had a whole region scared. Bro, 2 dudes in a whip. They had a whole region. Bro, let me tell you something. I swear for God, it was people that was ducking at the gas station every day. They was ducking, running in circles, running in swig-swags, scared to go to the gas station. I swear to God, people scared to go outside. I've seen people literally running from their car to the store. They didn't even know where this guy was at. But the fear that was placed in everybody, because all them people that was dropping out there, boom, boom, I was like, what the hell? Everybody was paranoid, scared, mass hysteria. Don't y'all know that that's even worse than dropping them dubs? Why I be trying to tell people, man. Y'all think stuff a game. People don't have no brains. come over here playing these games with Donald Trump. Once again, bro. Talking about, hey, dude, we got to go over there. This is going to be over with, man. No, it's not. It's not how I play. It's not how I play, man. It's not how I play, bro. It's not how I play, man. It's not how I play, bro. And I'm just being honest with y'all, man. It's not how I play, man. You got to understand the dynamics, bro. If you haven't been in different countries and been outside the world to understand how people think, you have to think in different ways. You have to understand different ideology, different thought process. Not just, see, the thing about a lot of us Americans, we have an ignorant process because we're so spoiled, we only think in our own ways. So we don't care about nobody else's way. That's the problem we got right there. People need to start opening their minds and thinking about and having respect for other people. This is the same as religion. You can't force no religion or force something on somebody. Hey, man, hey, you want to know about this? Nah, okay, you don't? Okay, cool, no problem. That's on you. You can't force somebody. The problem is people want to force their ideology and their beliefs on somebody else in a whole different country. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. I keep telling y'all this. So now, y'all fitting to see. Then what's going to happen? I'll tell y'all exactly what's going to happen. I told y'all this from the very beginning. He going to go in there and say, yo, we're going to be in there for a couple days. Then he going to drop them dubs on them from the sky. They strategically going to be hitting certain points. You see what they doing if you watching. Strategically hitting certain points, right? They probably been waiting for this for years to see how this going to pop off. So then what happens? Then Donald Trump's going to realize, damn, I still ain't got control. Like, I don't told them, y'all need to make a change. They don't care about that. These people willing to go. They willing to let it all ride. So guess what? Now this is what he going to do. He going to get frustrated because it's going to look bad on him in front of the American people that you don't win in here. You don't got all this time in here. American casualties have been going up. People are going to start getting upset and start questioning you. So what is he going to want to do? Fast track the process. What is he going to do? Then he going to start sending ground troops in. I'm telling you this right now. He going to send ground troops into a booby trap. I'm telling y'all this. Because he's going to try to go take control of the country. You can't do it from the sky. He's going to try and do it with troops. This is the same mistake that they made in Iraq, Afghanistan. I'm telling y'all this, bro. Meanwhile, the other side, they're going to be hitting you from within. They're going to hit you with mass hysteria. Telling y'all this right now. So now, guess what's worse than anything? Americans being paranoid about going anywhere, doing anything. What does that do? Use your brains. I'm educating everybody listening to this video. What does mass hysteria do, you guys? It affects the economy. Why? Because people don't want to go out and go nowhere, shop. They're afraid to go get gas. They're afraid to, then gas prices go up. You can't afford that. People are afraid to go to work. Then what does that do? That creates unease. That puts people on the edge. That have everybody looking at everybody all crazy. People afraid to get on planes and fly. What does that do? Affect the airports. Now what you've done is you've created mass hysteria. This is what happened right around 9/11. When that happened, everybody was on edge. They was ready to fight. Bro, it was crazy. And I'm not a veteran. I've never fought in a war. I've never been in the army. I just been around the world and I opened my mind. So I understand all different types of cultures. And everybody don't want to be like you. And that's okay that everybody don't want to be like you. But just leave them alone. This is what Donald Trump ran on. This is my problem with people. Donald Trump sat up here and told y'all, hey, we got to leave people alone and focus on our own country. We need to get out of these wars, pull our people out. And what does he do? He goes and gets right in the war. He does exactly what he says. I mean, the opposite of what he said, excuse me. And I told y'all this. And you guys hide behind, this is a prophecy ticket. No. Donald Trump told you that he was not going to do it. Then he turned around and did it. We're not finna hide behind that. We're going to tell what's real. Then what's gonna happen? I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, bro. Y'all think this shit gonna end? Then this is what's gonna happen. What he really want to do, martial law. Listen, you let a couple more of these attacks happen like this and get out of control in the next couple months, and people out here acting the fool. They're gonna have y'all thought the pandemic was bad. He gonna have people on lockdown. And then they don't even really gonna snap. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Y'all think it's the game. Y'all, you go over here messing with people that ain't bothering you, man. That's why sometimes you leave people alone. Listen, let me say this to y'all. This is the same as in real life. When you're bigger and stronger and you have the capability to really just do damage to somebody, you always have the most discretion. Why? Because I already know I can just, let me give you an example. I'm going to give y'all a perfect example. Outside of military, just so y'all can understand. So the people who don't have brains can understand. Let's take Michael Jordan, the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball, right? His level of basketball, Michael Jordan, what will he do against a high schooler? What will Michael Jordan do against a dude at the YMCA? American Family Fitness, LA Fitness. What will Michael Jordan do against people like that? Bro, listen, you ain't got a chance. You ain't got a chance. And there's some of them old dudes with a big gut at the YMCA, they're getting the hell beat out of them at the basketball game. Right? So what would Michael Jordan do if he was, just take it easy. I ain't for to play hard against you, man. Come on, man. But if he want to turn it up, he can now. So you have discretion. See? So let me correlate this with real life. So when you're the United States and you have the strongest army in the world, the best army in the world, you're strong, you can go do damage to anybody you want. You have the most discretion. Because if somebody come messing with you, you already know what you can do. So why have this type of mentality? This is the same as in school. Let me say this to y'all again. In school, if you're in school and you have a big ass bully, the big ass bully go around beating up everybody, taking their lunch money. Every day, just taking lunch money from certain people. Do you know what's going to happen after a while? Somebody going to say, man, the hell with this, bro. I'm fighting back. And guess what? Even though that one person may not be able to beat you alone, guess what's going to happen? Some people are going to say, you know what, man, the hell with that. He got heart, man. They keep trying to bully this dude. What they going to do? Team up. Now you have multiple people. Look at what Donald Trump has done. He has created multiple enemies around the world. Don't y'all know that Donald Trump is now beefing with Spain? Because Spain says, bro, you're not finna use our military base to attack Iran. We ain't got nothing to do with that shit, bro. We don't want them coming over here, dropping these things on us, putting us in y'all shit, man. Now Trump want to be all upset with Spain. I'm telling y'all this. You guys don't understand this, man. This is what y'all don't understand, bro. So when you are attacked, that is when you respond. The United States of America was not attacked. This wasn't some situation where somebody came on our soil, attacked us, so we got to get back. This is all because Israel got an issue with Iran. If you're the president, I say, hey, look, man, look, I ain't got no beef, but y'all got to handle y'all got to handle y'all own business, man. You know why? Let me tell everybody listening to this video something. Is any of our partners, so-called alliances overseas, are they gonna pay our taxes? Who paying for our troops to be in these other countries, protecting these other people and fighting these other? Who paying for it? The United States citizens. Who y'all think gonna pay for it? Donald Trump told y'all, I'm gonna build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. They ain't paying a fucking dime. And everybody believe that shit. Yeah, man, hey, he gonna build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. Where's the wall? Where's the wall? You gonna pay for it. This is the part. It blows my mind that people don't understand this stuff, bro. And why is this right on time? Midterms. Midterms. See, if you can get it to the point to where it's martial law, or these streets are locked down, or these people locked down, guess what happens? Got to cancel midterms. This is why I say do away with the two-party system. I hate the two-party system, bro. I hate the two-party system, bro. And my boy, King AK, I love you, bro, but you don't understand the dynamics, brother. You have to understand the dynamics of the situation from all sides, bro. You have to understand it, bro. When you're in that position, the last thing you should want to do is military combat. That's the last thing you should want to do is put anybody's life in danger. That's when you're a real leader. When I'm a real leader, I don't want to lose none of my soldiers. The only time we go into war is if we really got to go to war. If somebody come over here and attack us, it is what it is. You can say whatever you want to say. See, let me tell y'all something. This is how people, this is elementary type of stuff. This is the same thing in school. You go to school, somebody say, hey, man, hey, I'm gonna beat your ass. You're like, all right, dog, keep talking, man. Just when you put your hands on me, I'm gonna show you what it is. Just don't put your hands on me. You say, I don't care what you say. You put your hands on me, now it's going and cracking. Some of y'all ready to go over words. And a lot of times you ain't even sit down and try to find out why a person got a problem with you. You just ready to go on go. We ain't got no conflict resolution skill. All this stuff comes with leadership. Let me say this again. All this stuff comes with leadership, bro. See, if somebody else got a problem with me and I'm a leader and responsible for a whole nation of people, do you know what I'm doing? Hey, bro, hey, let's sit down and have a conversation. I want to find out why you are mad at me and why you have a problem with me. Like, we need to get to the bottom of this? Because I'm responsible for a whole lot of people's lives. Let me tell y'all something. It's as simple as driving a bus. And I'm going to tell everybody in the world this. Don't y'all know if you're a bus driver, guess what responsibilities you have? Everybody's life that's on that bus. So that bus driver has to be responsible. He has to follow the rules of the road correctly. Why? Because you are responsible for all the lives that are on that bus. As the president of the United States of America, you can't be out here talking reckless, talking greasy, and then fucking with people and going in here violating people's. Why? Because you represent all these other people and put all these other people's lives in danger based off what you're saying and doing. I'm going to say it again. Right? I'm going to say it again. Right? You're right, AK, and that's the problem I have, brother. These dudes, they talking about somebody else dictators. That's all we got is a bunch of guys who want to dictate. These are all facts. So that's why I said, bro, everybody needs to think about what I'm saying. They really need to do away with the two-party system, bro. Because the two-party system is what has destroyed the United States of America. It's literally like you got a puppet strings on both sides and they playing them against each other. Donald Trump will sit up there and say the Democrats. Obama and them will say the Republicans. Right? I'm telling you guys this, man. Two Ross says he's heard Marco Rubio come out and say just now that they're going to significantly increase their attacks. You damn right. And then they're going to send foot soldiers in there. Watch. They're going to send all them people in there to that booby trap. I'm telling, bro, and this is the one thing you got to understand. See, when you actually are willing to lay it all on the line, you don't care. When you dealing with that type of enemy that don't give a damn, that's why I'm trying to tell y'all this, man. To me, peace is always the option. When you're dealing with that type of wartime activity, peace is always the option. Because I'm telling you what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to everybody. I'm going to say, hold on, bro. Because this is what a real one going to do. A real one, when the shit really get the boiling temperature, I'm going to get everybody in the same room. We're going to have all the leaders in the same room. We're going to have a meeting of the minds. You responsible for your country. You responsible for yours. You responsible. I'm responsible for mine. We all want our people to be safe at the end of the day. And see, the problem is that people don't have this mindset. It always takes a great one to spark it. Just like everything y'all seen that was great or good that happened in this world, it always took somebody great to spark it. Let me start. Rosa Parks. Without Rosa Parks saying, I refuse to sit on the back of this bus anymore, her leadership sparked on. See, people are afraid to be leaders. They're afraid to take positions that will help everybody. They're afraid of this. I'm telling y'all this. You cannot be afraid to be a leader, to take a real, true, mature leadership position. But when you have an immature guy who all he do is talk shit and tease everybody, demean people, play little kid game, you're ugly, Rosie. This is crazy work. And people look at this and say, yeah, man, it shows you the immaturity of our work. I swear, it makes me so upset that we got people that don't think, bro. And I'm sitting right here like, this is crazy, bro. The mindset, the lack of knowledge and understanding, bro. Y'all have seen this has changed from every perspective of life, from politics, sports, everything. We used to be in sports where it was just you report the news and that's it. We had guys who went on there, report the news. It wasn't about your personalities and shit like that. Now, where you got the news people who feel a certain way, now whatever they report, however they lean, is how you get in the news. It ain't gonna just be no fair news. That's why I say on my channel, the hell with all of them. Why? Because you have to be fair. And people say, but Tiki, you black. I understand. Listen, I understand my people go through a struggle every single day. These are all facts. And didn't have it fair. Right? But if somebody don't have a different type of mindset that's going to help stabilize this shit and help people say, you know what? Hey, look, so you can walk up to Tom or Ann and say, hey, man, what's your problem, though? For real, for real. Explain that. Right? I'm telling y'all, a lot of things are just a conversation, man. I'll be honest with you, man. A lot of times you have a conversation, you can destroy a lot of bad things from happening. But because there's no conversation, there's no meeting of the minds, people in crash out mode. This is the world we live in now. Y'all see all these kids, all these young people playing Call of Duty, all this other stuff, and then they want to do that in real life. Their minds don't got programmed and poisoned, and now they want to do this shit in real life. Why y'all think I speak out so much against that shit Ray J was doing with Kai Cenat, acting like two men taking a shower together and playing all these games? Man, I ain't better play them games like that, man. Influence these young people like that, man. They out here playing these games and shit, man. Ain't nobody playing them games like that, man. But these are the examples they leading for y'all. They keep pumping out the Kardashians and all these people. What the hell is they bringing to life into society? What is they bringing to society? Just show their chest, show their ass, and try to look important their whole life. That's it. Think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying, y'all. They dumbing people down every day with the content that they putting out. They're dumbing people down, bro. They're dumbing people down, bro. Think about this. I keep saying it, bro. Look how Ghislaine Maxwell looking at Bill Clinton. Now, we all have brains. We all got brains. Every last one of us got brains. Bill Clinton sat up there and said he ain't know nothing about nothing. Do you believe that shit? Come on, man. We got to be honest about this shit, man. You don't write these people all this time and you don't know nothing. He ain't see nothing. He don't know nothing. His own former personal assistant said he's lying through his teeth. Y'all didn't see that part, though, did you? Go look it up. But he ain't know. Did you one of the most diabolical, demonic men in the world history? And this mofo was a former president and said he ain't no shit. Man, get him out. Bro, listen, let me tell you something, man. This is disgusting work. Disgusting work. And like I said, people going for this, but I was glad. Boy, I'm so happy I went overseas and played and been all around the world because it opened my mind. Like I told y'all, I had homies that went to play pro ball overseas. They couldn't last more than 1 week. They couldn't adjust. They had to be on the block. They had to be in the hood. That was their mentality. That's all they knew. They could not adjust. I'm going to ask everybody in this chat room a question. If right now they took you from where you are, put a blindfold on you and drop you somewhere in the country you didn't even know where you were at, whole different language, would you be able to survive? Would you be able to adapt? A lot of y'all wouldn't. A lot of y'all would fold. And you would cry like a baby. Right? So you have to think, man, look, okay, let me open my mind so I can understand somebody else's perspective too. Right? Think about that. Think about what I just said. The world would be a better place if you did. Here's the last thing I want y'all to think about. For the last 20 to 30 years, they've told y'all a lot of these different countries are evil, right? Which one of them dropped when did North Korea, when in the last 30-some years did North Korea drop any type of, because they've been telling y'all about these nukes and everything for a long time. When have they attacked the United States of America? Tell me in the last 35, 40 years, when have they attacked? I just want to know. This is what y'all keep hearing on the news. But in real life though, the first person to attack was the United States and Israel to attack Iran and these other people. These are facts. When the first option all the way across the board should have been world peace. You don't have to agree with everybody else think or what they do. But damn it, we can have peace around this mofo to where innocent people don't have to die for no reason. That's a fact. Two Rock brought up a good point. He says that he was the president of the United States with advisors and assistants around him, but he didn't know nothing. Didn't know anything. Bro, hey, hold on. I'm glad Two Rock said it. That's a new video for itself. They didn't even ask him that. That's the crazy part. In the whole 4-hour deposition, I want y'all to think about something. When you're that rich, or when you're in that high of a position, you have Secret Service type people around you. They're going to study everybody that come around you. Nobody told you what was going on. You ain't know nothing. So ain't nobody that was around you came and said, hey, Mr. President, I don't know if it's good for you to be hanging around this guy right here. We're investigating him. He has some things going on. Nobody told you nothing this whole time. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, man. And then y'all sit up here and listen to these people and then let these people put y'all against each other. Then guess what? You got all these one side fighting another side. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, bro. It really is, man. It really is, bro. Think about what I just said. But here's the part that people don't really want to realize, right? They were all in the same circles. They literally were. This is literally the good old boys network. So Donald Trump wants you to believe. he want you to believe they had all these women around them and they was on their best behavior. Come on, man. Hey, bro, listen, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. If y'all believe this shit, man, like I said before, bro, I'm just telling you, man, I got a bridge in Alabama to sell you. Straight like that. but they don't know nothing. Hillary and them around Trump all this time, but they ain't know nothing about Trump. And let me say this to y'all. Hillary still take off a bill to this day. I'm starting to believe that secretly they may have had an open relationship where Hillary, she probably thought she wasn't on that level looks wise, so she just accepted it. Bill's a powerful man, high position, you know what I'm saying? She just probably like, all right, man, whatever, man. Just, don't bring me back nothing. Okay, yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna go kick it with Donald. And we're gonna kick it. Imagine what was going on in them private jets, complaints. I'm trying to tell y'all, they damn near need to interview everybody that was around them people. They damn near need to interview everybody that's still alive that was around these people that was working. I'm just saying, man. Damn, the man, bro, you couldn't even tell the truth about getting Dome in the Oval Office. You risk lying under oath and being impeached. Bro, don't y'all know? Let me say this to y'all. If he would have just admitted, think about if Bill would have just been a man and just admitted, yeah, I got some Dome in the Oval Office. I was wrong. Bro, the world we live in, they would have forgave him. Bill could have came out and said, yeah, I like men. They'd have forgiven him. He would have had people who actually supported him. Be like, hey, man, he kept it real. Think about that. If he just came out and said, look, man, I ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was getting top in the Oval Office. You know what I mean? I ain't even going to lie to the American people. I can't. They trust me. They trust me with a lot. Just think about this. Right? So you wonder why Epstein's brother said that Jeffrey Epstein told him that he had enough information, not just on Donald Trump, on both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton to end the 2016 election. What did you think he had on Hillary? Miss, I didn't see anything. But if you go look at her BBC interview, every time they asked her those questions about Bill and those pictures in the Epstein file, she had an answer for all. How the hell did you have an answer if you ain't know nothing, Hillary? Well, that picture, what you mean? Because you ain't know nothing. I thought you ain't know nothing. Right? I'm just trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all gotta be careful out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit wicked, man. Shout out my boy Too Raw. He said, of course they did Ticket as long as he didn't publicly embarrass her. That was the arrangement. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Too Raw. It had to be that, bro. There's no way she still was rocking with this dude the whole time. There ain't no way, bro. All them allegations he had, you think she didn't know? Man, she probably had people watching this man the whole time. She had to know he was doing. She had to know. Like, share, subscribe, man. Like I said before, man. And this ain't me. I don't even care about what they was doing in their sex life. My point is that the man sat up there and lied, man. He was willing. Bill Clinton was willing to let that girl. Like, don't y'all? I want y'all to think about something. Don't y'all know Monica Lewinsky's life? I don't even want to say those words on YouTube. She was in very serious danger off that lie. Because he's the president. You know how many people voted for Bill Clinton? Maybe too wrong. Give me the number. How many total people voted for Bill Clinton and was supporting this guy? And you had this one woman that came up that's trying to destroy his presidency. And who don't y'all know, bro? He was willing to let this woman get all that smoke based off his lie. His lie. Somebody in the comment section tell me real quick, how many people voted for Bill Clinton? And just go a quick Google search, y'all. How many total people, Americans, voted for Bill Clinton? Somebody give me a quick Google search. Just give it to me, a quick Google search. How many people voted for Bill Clinton? Let me see. Let me see. Let me check this out right now. Let me check this out right now. Hold on. Hold on. How many people voted for Bill Clinton? Bill Clinton got 44 million, right? 362 votes, which is 43% of the votes in 1992. 47,401,185 votes, which was 49.2% in 1996. He beat George Bush in 92, and he came back and beat Bob Dole in 96. That's how many people he had backing him. That girl ain't had a chance. And if she never had that proof, he'd have lived on that lie to this day. And we never know what would have happened to her as far as just her mental or just dealing with other people. You never know. Then this is the last thing I want to ask y'all. You got this weirdo up here in the right-hand corner of your screen talking about, yeah, man, I'm going to do this. He's on social media saying what he's going to do to Donald Trump. Why in the hell did they give this man a warning? He goes to court. I'm going to follow this case too. He goes to court on Wednesday. He's arraigned on Wednesday. He literally came online, and this is a man. He's an adult. They called his daddy to say, hey, man, can you talk to your son, man? He's online threatening to take out the president of the United States of America, man. Are you serious? Then they had a meeting with him. Gave him a warning. They had a meeting with him. Gave him a warning. Two rock at the numbers right there. They gave a meeting and had a warning. Right? Think about what I just said to you. And he still turned around and did that shit, man. Come on, man. We gotta stop this, man. Bro, if they let this dude walk, I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear nothing else. If they let this dude walk, bro. He got to be gone. I mean, you threaten the life of the president of the United States of America. He got to be gone. He got to do at least 20, 15, 20. Right? Like, and y'all can go look at the article yourselves. You ain't got to believe me. There go the article right there. Go look at the article yourself. Don't believe nothing I say. Go read the article yourself. And they gave this fool a warning. They met with him and asked him, hey, man, please don't do this. Are you crazy? The man said he was going to do it and wear a mask as his face as a mask. like, share, subscribe, man. People ain't gonna get this shit though, man. It's sad, it's sad, bro. It's sad for real, bro. It really is, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. You know what I mean? Dude should be in prison, man, for a long time. I'm gone. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure y'all click those links below. Subscribe to the podcast show. You can donate support to the channel, Cash App, PayPal, or buy that weight loss formula. All the links are below. Peace.